Hey, everybody. Welcome to Everything Philly podcast, your informative and entertainment platform hitting hard topics. My name is Sharice.
Little Rob in the house once again. Another week. Everything Philly.
Hey.
It's holiday season. Everybody looking for that loved one to come on over, to do some to the family, new relationships,
Good food,
good fun,
games. I think about when I
money being spent.
facts. Gotta have that in there. Christmas shopping.
Most people say that wintertime is when you get into relationships. Summertime is when you single. You like to mingle and party when the sun is out, having fun when it's cold outside. You want to be cuddled up with somebody. Is that true?
Yes and no.
Explain.
So, yes, for some, it is important to have that special person by your side, someone to feel that love with, to share the companionship. So, absolutely, yeah, I think sometimes around the holidays and those winter months, you do want someone to be with, to cuddle with.
So from the hot sunny days when you're out there mingling, finding you, I guess you trying to find that person that you're going to cuddle up with in the wintertime that you could bring to Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner.
I don't know if people necessarily look for that special person in the summertime to prepare for the holidays and for the winter season. But I do know that summertime is a time because everybody is out and about. That is a time that you can meet people and end up in a relationship. And by the time the winter, fall, and winter hits, you're committed.
What's the requirements for a relationship if it happens that fast? So summertime, you out mingling, you find somebody you're interested in, then wintertime, you're in a relationship.
Again, I don't feel like there's a certain time limit that they put on that. I don't think you purposely say, okay, I'm gonna take May and June and find me somebody so that by the time December gets here, I have someone to be with. I feel like in the summertime, more people are out, so you're more apt to meeting someone and date. And by the time the winter time comes, you figure that's about 5 or 6 months if you've been dating all throughout the summer. By the fall or the winter, you may start thinking about commitment. And I've been with this person all throughout the summer, especially if you can last through the summer after you're meeting them, because it is a time where it's a lot more fun and there's a lot more going on in the summertime than it is in the wintertime.
So let's just say you meet somebody in July, y'all kicking it, having fun, Plateau, South Street, whatever it is to do in the summertime. Wintertime, y'all start seeing each other a little more intimately, I guess. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner. Do you bring that really as a new person to the family dinners?
Ooh, well, I feel like it depends on the connection that you have. I mean, you can just be dating someone and not feel comfortable enough just yet to bring them home because some people don't want to bring anyone home until they know that this is it. I know in my family, you can't every holiday you can't bring a different man or a woman. Most of the time, if you bring someone home for dinner, then that's that person that you're looking to take the next step with or go the next level with, or at least that's someone that you have some feelings for and you're trying to develop something.
So what do you look for in a relationship that makes you know that you want to take it to that next level of commitment? Is the friendship?
I definitely feel like friendship is important first because during that friendship, you're getting to know each other on a basic everyday level. You're starting to understand their likes and their dislikes. And then once you decide that you're compatible, you have things in common, I think that's when things start going to the next level. But those things take time. It's a part of getting to know each other first.
Is that part of your requirements, or is it? I mean, we say all that kind of stuff, but a lot of people just taking it as it come for that moment. They enjoying each other company, having fun, and they ain't even thinking about all that. Then all of a sudden, well, my experience, y'all women, y'all get real addicted real quick, and open them legs real quick, and the next thing you know, oh, you my man.
So, first of all, I beg to differ. I can't speak for every woman, but I think sometimes men give women mixed signals. So, you may be dating this woman and making them feel like that it's exclusive. You can cricket all you want. You know, I'm stating facts. You can make them feel like it's exclusive and you're giving them all this time and you're showing them this affection consistently. So, quite naturally, if you're making them feel exclusive, you're spending all this time, then eventually you'll feel like this must be going somewhere.
It must be going so. Just because you're spending time with somebody and having a good time, having fun with them, doesn't mean you want to be in a committed relationship. If the words never came out of my mouth, well, you want to be my girl? No, back in the day, you write in the thing, check yes. Do you like me? Now you open the legs and have a
No,
little sex, and now we talking about marriage. December, yeah, we just started dating in October.
well, I think that those are conversations that you need to have. You need to establish grounds first. You need to establish what the expectations are, what the criteria is, so there won't be any mixed signals or any mixed communications. They should know from the rip if you feeling like you just gonna open up the legs and that's what it's gonna be. Let them know. Men don't always aren't always transparent with women. They don't let them know, like, listen, we're just having a good time right now. I enjoy your company. You enjoy my company. If things go, beyond that, if we end up sleeping together, then we're adults. These are things that happen. You need
Okay,
to have those conversations and so the woman will understand her position and understand the limitations or how far they can go. So it won't be any mixed signals.
I disagree 100%. So you got to have them conversations to keep a woman in her place. So why do the woman that doesn't get them conversations decide that she's in a committed relationship and y'all never had that conversation?
I think that's on you. You need to have those conversations. If you don't want those kind of demands put on you and those type of expectations from her put on you, then you need to make it clear that this is not what I'm looking for and this is what it is. And if she agrees that okay, we can still continue what we have, understanding that there is no commitment or understanding that this is just for the moment. You
Mm.
can't say, "Oh, it never came out my mouth," but you're still treating her as though she's exclusive. You're still making her feel like she's the one, but oh, it ain't come out my mouth. You're just leaving room to do whatever you want to do. You holding on to as much as it'll take to keep her there, but giving enough room that you can still exit stage left if you want to.
And I do have a right to exit stage left if I want to. If I never sit here and said, "You're my woman," can we take this thing to the next level? Um, I don't understand that. Like, if we just having fun and it's for the time being, and we never talked about a relationship or marriage or having kids or whatever, then it is just what it is. We're enjoying each other's company. But just because we have sex doesn't mean that we're exclusive or whatever.
I agree. It doesn't mean that you're exclusive, but you're saying that why do women feel like they're exclusive? I'm telling you that if it's not exclusive, then you need to be transparent about that so that she'll understand that it's not exclusive. We're just having a good time. But when you start spending time with someone consistently doing things that people do in relationships, if you know that that's not where you are, it is your duty to let her know that.
Mm. I guess that's where we agree to disagree from a man's point of view to a woman's point of view. Like I said, I'm just having, I can treat them that way to let them know it ain't exclusive. Look, it was good last night. It was wet, but hey, it wasn't enough to lock me in.
You don't have to be that raw. You don't have to be that aggressive with it. Like now it's almost like you don't give a fuck about her.
I mean, maybe I don't. I just like enjoying her company.
Then let her know that.
Maybe she cook good.
Then let her know that.
Mm. Do she let me know stuff?
She should.
Mm. But it always falls on the man, right?
I'm not saying it falls on the man. It falls on you because you talking out the side of your neck.
Nah, no, 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 no. I'm really not. I'm talking about experience. Like
Your
y'all take
experience.
ownership
Don't say
after
y'all.
you get a
I speak.
little bit of wood, take ownership, and now all of a sudden, where you been? What you doing? Who you out with? Why you ain't call me?
You
Why you ain't
don't.
answer my phone?
Men only have a problem with that when they're doing other things.
Well, I am doing
Stop
other
me.
things.
Okay, then again, make that clear. And if the woman still, if after making that clear, if she's still, then that's on her. But you can't say, I didn't say it out my mouth, but all your actions, because they say actions speak louder than words. Your actions are saying one thing, but your mouth is not saying anything at all. You're the problem.
Okay, so the actions could speak louder than words, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we out from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Then every night I'm leaving you at 11 o'clock. I'm going about my business. And tomorrow I'll call you. I may not call you. Then I may call you the next day, but it's always after 6 and before 11. By 11 o'clock, I'm going. That's actions, right?
Okay.
That's actions.
That's actions.
Okay, so then if you notice those actions, then how come you sat there and put a title on what we have?
That's on her. If if you've made it clear, if she don't understand patterns and she's accepting that, then that's gonna be on her. She can't complain.
Is there a time limit on relationships before it gets serious, before you make that commitment?
No, everybody is different. Relationships are different. So no, I think it's all about the connection and the vibe that you have.
Hmm. All right, what about that comfort zone, that honeymoon stage to the comfort zone?
Well, the honeymoon stage, I think, is like the first, those first few months, 3 to 6 months when things are going good and you're still getting to know each other. It's still new, it's still fresh. I think you start becoming comfortable after that first year.
And then expectations start.
I think the expectations are already there. Like if you've been together a year already and you've been moving towards that, I think there are always some expectations from both ends. Stop making it seem like it's always the women that's putting the expectations on. Men have expectations too.
Yeah, cook. Be ready. That's it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For the most part, that's what it is. Until that man decide that this is the woman he want to spend the rest of his life with. But how often is that at a young age in your 20s, 17? I mean, teenagers, young 20s, mid 20s, early 30s. How many men you got out there that's really looking for a commitment at that age? But they're in relationships, they living with a person, even have a baby by a person, but they're not really ready for a commitment, that level of marriage.
That's because men thinking with the wrong head.
And what are women thinking of it?
Well, I think sometimes we feed off of, again, the man's actions. Men can make you feel like this is it. Men can make you feel like you are the love of their lives. And then as soon as you start taking those things to heart, I think they get scared. Men are scared of the commitment. Men are scared of the responsibilities that go along with some of those titles. So again, you do just enough to hold on to or believe enough room to be able to exit stage left. And then you want to blame the woman when she's, feeling some kind of way, but you're giving her mixed signals.
Can a man make you feel some kind of way? I thought, your life, your choices, your decisions was all yours.
They are, but when you care about a person and you invest in a person, then how they feel about you and the things they say and the things they do, they still have an emotional impact.
So when you care about a person, you invest in a person, you become blind. You don't see all the triggers that say this isn't right, that something isn't going wrong, going right.
Unfortunately, sometimes you are blinded. Sometimes you don't want to see the realistic side of things, and that's unfortunate. I'm not saying that it's right, but sometimes you are blinded. You want things to work. You want to believe that you know um, he wouldn't do this to me. You want to believe like this can work. You're invested. You put time in it. You put your heart into it. So yeah, sometimes you can be blinded.
And that's the man's fault too.
I'm not saying that's the man's fault, but I'm saying it's his fault when he sends mixed signals, when he's making the woman feel one way and saying something different or saying one thing and making it feel different. You guys are great at being able to manipulate emotions and play on emotions.
And girls are great acting like they blind, like they don't see the things just because life is good materialistic wise or financially wise at that point. Everything is wrong in so many different ways that they see it, but they chose to ignore it because everything is doing good on the other end. But then when everything comes crashing down, it's always all the men's fault. He was the dog. He was this. He was that. He was that. But what happens when the woman get comfortable and she don't do the things that she did to catch that man in the beginning?
It goes both ways. I'm not disputing that at all. It definitely goes both ways. Um, so I'm not disputing that. Unfortunately, we do have some women who are in denial. I think sometimes they have some deeper rooted issues that makes it a little more challenging for them to see things at face value and to see things that are right before them.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's different though. So it depends on the individual.
So do you feel as though most women rely on the man to make her feel like a woman?
I think it is very impactful when a woman loves a man and he makes her feel those extra feelings of confidence and affection.
And then when the relationship falls apart, you crash and feel like you're not worth anything because you gave your all and you start looking at yourself, what's wrong with me? So is it like wrong? Is it good to sit there and put so much into a relationship and not have your own confidence, you not feel your own self-worth?
I don't feel like you should ever lose yourself. I feel like self care is the best care. So you definitely have to stay in tune with who you are and what's best for you. And I think sometimes we get caught up into loving that other person so much that we do lose ourselves. But I just think we just need to, as Black women and the strength that we do have, we need to continue to put that strength into understanding who we are and knowing our self worth so that we won't be jaded or manipulated by the wrong person.
Right. I don't want the audience to take me wrong. I'm not saying that, men are perfect or it is all the women's fault. I'm not saying that at all because I know that through ignorance and low self esteem, I have made a lot of bad decisions when it comes to relationships. I mean, sometimes I had to do stuff. I had to do stuff. I did stuff to prove my level in the world. I guess you could say, like the, in the man's world, it's not that they're afraid of commitment or anything like that. Is in the beginning, you're worried about your status. Like the more women you get, the more women you're being seen with, the more of a man you are, or whatever. I don't know what words to use, but that's where it's at.
A real,
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's no such thing as a real man when you're just a teenager or a young adult. You ain't even becoming. You don't even know who you are yet. You still out fishing, trying to figure yourself out, and that's why I think we run through so many girls in the beginning of our times because we're trying to establish ourselves. It's like a pride thing, or I don't know, it's a man thing.
I agree. I think it takes men a little bit longer to realize um, that they are men and what those roles and responsibilities are as a man. So I definitely agree that it takes some longer than others.
But if y'all would put y'all foot down, because you gotta understand that most men love their mothers to death. And they kind of look for a woman to be something like their mother. So if you run across a weak woman, then you're gonna do whatever you chose to do because you know she's gonna accept whatever you got to bring. But if you run across a woman that you really like if y'all spent that time, that dating period, that relationship time, or whatever you say, where y'all just spending time with each other, getting to know each other, and a comfort zone, then he'll make sacrifices to do what's right for that woman. But if she's accepted anything, then why should he do right?
I think a man, and I hear what you're saying. I think a man would do right when he's ready, and sometimes it takes going through some of the things that you just discussed before they realize that um, there's a better out here waiting for me other than ripping and running the streets going from woman to woman. I just think it just takes time. The men when they're ready. You can't force it.
Boys and Men sung that song better. Like, just because our age may say we are men, we're not men. We're still a boy until we reach that level of maturity to stand as a man.
Yes.
So on that note, good luck, women.
We got this. We got this, women.